Hi and welcome back to The Books Are Everywhere. So it is Monday, it is the start of another weekly reading vlog. It is Monday evening, I have been at work today, so I thought I would just give you a quick update and start to this vlog and tell you what I'm currently reading and things like that. It is a very exciting week this week because I am off to London Book Fair tomorrow with my uni. Because I do a publishing degree, so I'm at the end of my publishing degree, and we go on a yearly trip to London Book Fair. However, I haven't managed to go so far because of COVID and lockdowns. So this is the first year in a couple of years that it's managed to go ahead. It's very exciting. So yeah, we're going tomorrow on a coach and staying overnight, going for 2 out of 3 days of the book fair, which is very exciting, and I've never been before, so that'll be pretty cool. I can go as a bookseller as well, but I'm going as a student with my university, so that'll be nice. So yeah, that's what's happening this week, and obviously work and stuff, but it's pretty good. I'm also reading 3 books currently, so I'll tell you about those. I started The Shadow of the Wind on audiobook yesterday and I am loving this so far. It's really good. I would like to try and read it a bit physically just to see what it's like, but I'm really enjoying the audiobook. And I've actually downloaded a new audiobook app called Zigzag, which is really good. In fact, I'm going to put this down and tell you more about Zigzag to start off, because I have been using Scribd for just over a year. I like Scribd a lot. I like the way it kind of works in the fact that you just pay a subscription and it's all kind of sorted for you and you can always listen to something in that subscription. However, it does have a habit of cutting you off after a while, so if you've listened to a certain amount of popular releases, it will cut you off and you can only then listen to less popular releases, which I do find a bit annoying. And I also just have found recently that I've run out of audiobooks to listen to. I tend to only listen to audiobooks of books that I own and I'm trying to get off my TBR. And even though, like, those, I've listened to all of them and I just don't have any more, even though I've bought so many books since I've started using the app, like there's just not, they're not correlating. And even looking through like potential books that I would like to listen to that I don't own, I'm just not really finding anything, so that's quite disappointing. And I just feel like I've hit a wall with it and it's just not worth paying because I don't want to listen to the books on there anymore. So my friend Kate, who is Reading Through Infinity on Twitter, Instagram, I don't know if she's on Twitter, I think she's definitely on Instagram anyway, has been posting about Zigzag, so I thought I'd check that out, and it has a completely different model that is more comparable to Audible in the fact you don't actually have a subscription at all and you just pay a one-off payment per book, but you also get benefits when you buy more. So the first 5 books are £7.99 each, then the second 5 books are £6.99, the third 5 are £5.99, the fourth 5 are £4.99, and then after that, after you've bought 20, all of the books are £3.99 for the year, which, considering I listen to probably 3 to 5 audiobooks a month, it could work out a little more expensive than Scribd, which I think I pay £13.99 a month for at the moment. But I just much prefer the model, and looking up some of the books that are on my TBR, they have such a wide range, and it also means that if you're not listening to audiobooks at the time, or if you're reading less that month, you're not paying as much, and you also just own the books outright, which is really cool. I really like the format of the app. It's really easy to use and quite clear, and I just like the idea of, like, you can download it for free and browse all their catalogue without buying anything. You have no subscription, which is really good, and no need to like worry about that kind of thing. So yeah, big fan so far. I've been using that just for the past couple of days. So the first book I've bought on there is The Shadow of the Wind, which I am enjoying so far. They also have this thing called Zigzag Exclusives, which is on some of their books. So similar to Scribd, they have ebooks uploaded as well. And the Zigzag Exclusive means that you can transfer between the audiobook and the ebook like completely seamlessly, so you could be on a line in the audiobook and transfer to the ebook and it would take you to the same page. I think that's how it works. I haven't used it so far, but I think that's really cool because it's just so much much more diverse and easy to use. So that's my ramble about Zigzag. In no way am I sponsored by them at all. I just wanted to share with you kind of where I'm currently going with audiobooks. I do listen to them a lot when I'm driving, and I find it really helps having something that I'm like hooked by. Makes driving go a lot quicker sometimes. And it also helps me get my TBR down, because I do spend a lot of obviously kind of wasted time. It's not wasted, obviously I need to get from A to B, but I'm not really doing anything productive obviously, so it's nice to have that kind of time where I can actually read. So that's really cool, and not put myself or other drivers at danger because I'm just listening. But yes, I'm reading this on there, which I'm really loving the writing of this so far, and can't wait to see what happens because I'm so intrigued. And this one follows our main character Daniel, who finds this book and in this cemetery of forgotten books in Barcelona, and he is very captivated by this book and basically spends his life and his consequent years trying to find out about this author, and there is a lot of kind of mystery shrouding him. It is absolutely beautifully written and I'm just really enjoying it. So this is a good read so far. As I said, like to read a bit physically just to see what it's like physically, but I am really loving the audiobook. And then I'm also reading two other books. So I'm reading How to Kidnap the Rich by Rahul Raina, which I am enjoying as well. This one is a funny satirical thriller that is set in India. It has a lot of commentary on India and on wealth in India, which I find really interesting to read about. I feel like I would be getting more out of it if I actually had visited India or lived in India, which I haven't, but I am finding it really interesting, and this cover is so striking as well. I am not that far through this so far. I'm 42 pages in. I'm just reading a little bit a day at the moment, but I am enjoying it. Very different to what I usually read, and it's quite cool to read something quite different. I'm also reading Sarah J Maas's House of Sky and Breath, which I am about 100 pages, if that, in. I'm 90 pages in so far, and very much enjoying this, very much enjoying being back with Bryce. This is the second book to the Crescent City series, so House of Earth and Blood was the first one, which I liked, but was definitely my least favourite Sarah J Maas book because I just struggled to connect with the characters. But I think a lot of that was taken up by world building, so going into the second one and already having that kind of in my head, I'm definitely enjoying this one more, which is really cool. So yeah, I'm going to be reading these 3 books as the week goes on in this vlog. And I actually bought a book today which I'm hoping to read soon, and that is The Last Bear by Hannah Gold. This one I've actually had my eye on for a very long time and just never picked it up. There's a lot of middle grade like this I just absolutely love to pick up. So I finally picked this one up because it is our Waterstones Book of the Month, Children's Book of the Month, and it just won our Children's Book Prize as well. So I'm hoping to read this one very soon. It is only less than 300 pages, and it is this small format, and it's a kid's book as well, so I'm sure I will get through it very quickly when I pick it up, and I'm excited to pick it up. And I got one of these editions with the gold foiling, which is very pretty, and I don't know much about this one other than it's about polar bears. But the synopsis says that there are no polar bears left on Bear Island. That's what April's father tells her when his research takes them to an Arctic outpost for 6 months. But one night April catches a glimpse of something distinctly bear-shaped loping across the horizon. A polar bear who shouldn't be here, who is hungry, lonely and a long way from home. A bear who is missing something, just like April. As their unlikely bond grows, April is determined to save her new friend, and so begins the most important journey of her life. And this is also illustrated in places, I think, with these really beautiful illustrations. It reminds me of Julia and the Shark, which is a kind of similar with this like premise, and also has illustrations in. So yeah, hopefully I'll pick this one up soon. I'm quite excited for that. I might take it with me to London because it's just a small book to hold and carry. I can read it on the coach maybe, so I might take that with me, and How to Kidnap the Rich. So hopefully I'll get through those because I don't really want to be hefting around this brick of a book which I'm just exclusively reading in bed at night right now because it's easier. Very heavy and bulky. But anyway, I'm gonna go because I've been rambling for nearly 10 minutes. But this is the start of a weekly reading vlog, and then we'll update you soon. it's Thursday morning. I, as you have seen, been in London the past 2 days at the London Book Fair. I went with uni. It was us third year undergrads and the master's students that went down and visited London Book Fair, and we basically could do kind of what we wanted, go to the book fair if we wanted, go into London if we wanted. We had travel down there and a hotel, so that was really, really cool and really nice. And yeah, so I went to the London Book Fair both days. On Tuesday and Wednesday is on today as well, but obviously we've come back. And it was really interesting. It is obviously a trade fair. It is one of the biggest publishing trade fairs in the world. Like that and Frankfurt is probably the two biggest in the world. And it was very odd and very interesting to see kind of a book fair of that scale. I did find it quite closed off to students. In terms of people didn't really seem to want to talk to you, and also it was just difficult to know how to approach publishers. I put myself out there a little bit more yesterday in terms of talking to people about what I'm doing for my dissertation and asking for their help and advice, which was good, but it took a lot of courage to actually go up to people and start talking, because a lot of people are just sat around having meetings. And obviously it's just like a great meeting place for people from all over the world, because everyone goes to London Book Fair. So there's a lot of people kind of sat around on their stands having little meetings and stuff, which was odd. It was such a strange experience. And in some ways I think it does make you realise kind of how hard the publishing industry is to enter, to get into, which is kind of sad. And I did find that a little bit difficult, but was massively helped by the person I spent London Book Fair with. I really kind of became close with somebody at uni that I've kind of known for a while, but we became really good friends over the past couple of days, and that really massively improved the enjoyment that I had, because I think otherwise I would have kind of been wandering around on my own, not really sure how to engage or what to do. But yeah, so on Tuesday we went to the book fair for most of the afternoon. We didn't get there till about 1 o'clock. We went to a couple of talks. One included one of my lecturers, who was amazing. She did so well, and that was really, really nice to see, and nice to be there as a class as well to support her, so that was really cool. And then yesterday we went in the morning for a couple hours and kind of networked with people, had a chat with people on stands, really put ourselves out there. But honestly, it was like impossible to see the whole thing. It is 3 gigantic halls and then more rooms off to the side. There was a lot of it. It was massive. So we went for a couple hours to do that, and then we decided to head off. There wasn't too many talks we were intent on seeing yesterday, and we left a chunk in the middle of the day to actually go into London and go book shopping, which was really, really nice. I feel like I've been to London a lot recently, being there the other week for V. Schwab as well, but it was just really nice to be back and actually have like a leisurely afternoon wandering shops. We actually had time. We got to sit in the cafe in Waterstones Piccadilly, and that was really nice, and we got some great food, and it was just, yeah, a great experience. I did buy a few books, which I wasn't planning on doing or expecting to do, but I'm really glad I did, because I think it's definitely got some nice memories of the past few days, and I found some stuff that I'm very excited for, so I'm going to do a little haul with you now. I have a Waterstones bag with some books in, but some are from Waterstones, some are from Foyles, or one's from Foyles, and a couple from Forbidden Planet as well. So I'm going to show you what I got. So this is in an odd order, but Foyles, I got Hold Still by Nina Le Cour. I have read a couple of books by Nina Le Cour, and she is definitely one of my favourite authors. I read We Are Okay by her last, and I absolutely loved it. It's very sad, but absolutely beautiful. And I've also read Everything Leads to You by her, which I love, and I read You Know Me Well, which is the book that she wrote with David Leviathan. So honestly, I have no idea what this is about, because I just picked it up because it's Nina Le Cour and I know I'll love it. These also have the most beautiful covers, and it's just making me tempted to get them in paperback, because We Are Okay has a matching cover to this one, but I have it in hardback. And they look so beautiful together in paperback. But anyway, I'll read you a little bit at the back, so I don't actually know what this is about, but I'm presuming it's a sapphic romance that has some underlying sadness. But it says, "Dear Caitlin, there are so many things that I want so badly to tell you, but I just can't. That night, Ingrid told Caitlin, I'll go wherever you go, but by dawn, Ingrid and her promise were gone. Ingrid's suicide immobilises Caitlin, leaving her unsure of her place in a new life she hardly recognises. A life without the art, the laughter, the music and the joy that she shared with her best friend. But Ingrid left something behind. In words and drawings, Ingrid documented a painful farewell in her journal. Journeying through Ingrid's final days, Caitlin fights back through unspeakable loss to find renewed hope." So obviously this is going to be really sad. And I don't know if it is sapphic or if it's just about two best friends. But I'm very excited to read it. We're Okay definitely broke me a little bit. But I just love Nina LaCour's writing so much, so I am very excited to read this. It is also not too long, it's just over 200 pages, which is similar to We Are Okay, so I imagine it won't take me too long to get through as well. But yeah, very happy to find this one. So that was from Foyles. And then I bought a couple of books from Forbidden Planet, and actually the other three books I bought were all middle grade books, which is quite interesting. I first got Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky, which I'm actually now wondering if this is the second book. I didn't think it was, but now I'm thinking maybe it is. I'm pretty sure this is the first book. This is quite hard to find in the UK because it's published by Disney Hyperion, which are an American publisher, but Forbidden Planet had quite a range of these books, which was really exciting to see, and I've heard so many good things about this series. Definitely getting the same kind of vibes as Amari and the Night Brothers. I feel like there is this new fantasy middle grade with black main characters, which I absolutely love. I loved Amari and the Night Brothers, so to see this was just really exciting, and I'm very excited to pick it up. And apparently this is, I think it's kind of Percy Jackson-esque, however, and it is part of the Rick Riordan Presents series as well. However, this is inspired by West African and African folklore, I think, and mythology, which I am very, very excited by. I was just reading the author's note in the front. So it's West African and African American legend in one magical world. So very excited for this. I know it follows Tristan Strong, who feels anything but strong ever since he failed to save his best friend when they were in a bus accident together. All he has left of Eddie is the journal his friend wrote stories in. What? Okay, let me just say, I didn't read the backs of either of these when I bought them. I just knew I wanted them, and I didn't realise that both of them have a journal left by their best friend. That is very, very strange. But anyway, moving on. Tristan is dreading the month he's going to spend on his grandparents' farm in Alabama, where he's been sent to heal from the tragedy. On his first night there, a sticky creature shows up in his bedroom and steals Eddie's journal. Tristan chases it. Is that a doll? Through the forest, and a tug of war ensues by his grandmother's mysterious and off-limits bottle tree. In a last attempt to wrestle the journal out of the creature's hands, Tristan punches the tree, accidentally ripping open a chasm into Mid-Pass, a volatile place with a burning sea, haunted bone ships, and iron masters that are hunting the inhabitants of this strange world. Tristan finds himself in the middle of a battle that has left Black American gods John Henry and Brer Rabbit exhausted. In order to go back home, Tristan and these new allies will need to entice the god Anansi, the Weaver, to come out of hiding and seal the hole in the sky, but battering with the trickster Anansi always comes at a price. Can Tristan save this world before he loses more of the things he loves? I don't know if you can hear the rain right now, but we are definitely fully into April showers season. But anyway, this sounds so good. I think Peruse Project has read it recently, and really enjoyed it as well. And I do love this cover and colour scheme, so I was very happy to find this. I also, on a whim, picked up another middle grade, which was Evergreen Semi-Magical Witch by Julie Abe, and this was one that my friend Saskia said she absolutely loved. When we saw it in Forbidden Planet, she was like, I really love that, and I was like, that looks so cute. It looks quite similar to Kiki's Delivery Service, getting the same kind of vibes. I'm going to pick it up, and it's just so adorable. I just love the sound of this, love the look of it. Apparently it has it's the start of a series as well, and I just love this cover. It's just so cute. So I decided to pick this up too, and it's following Eva Evergreen, who is determined to earn the rank of Novice Witch before her 13th birthday. If she doesn't, she'll lose her magic forever. For most young witches and wizards, it's a simple test. The only problem, Eva has only a pinch of magic. She summons the heads of cabbages instead of flowers and gets the sunburn instead of calling down rain, and to add insult to injury, whenever she overuses her magic, she falls asleep. When she lands in the tranquil coastal town of Orrery, the residents expect a powerful witch, not a semi-magical girl, so Eva comes up with a plan. Set up a magical repair shop to help Orrery and prove that she's worthy. She may have more blood than magic in her veins, but her semi-magical fixes repair the lives of the townspeople in ways they could never have imagined. But will Eva's bit of magic be enough when the biggest magical storm in history threatens the town she's grown to love? Very much reminds me of Kiki's Delivery Service, but in the best way. Very excited to pick this one up, and I just love having more middle grade on my shelves because I haven't actually got many middle grade books left on my TBR, so I am not mad about adding to that. And last but not least, I actually picked up a book that I already have, and that is Show Us Who You Are by Elle Macnicol. There is a stupid reason for picking this up. It has silver foiling. I have never seen the copies of this with the silver foiling. I knew that they were going to be done, I've just never seen one in real life. And when I actually saw this, I was just so excited that I bought one for myself and for Courtney, because we both have copies of these that have the yellow text and it's not foiled, and they just really stand out against the other books by Elle Macnicol, which have now been foiled in this beautiful kind of shimmer. The reason I haven't tried to track the one down sooner is because both mine and Courtney's copies are signed, or at least have book plates in them. So when I saw that these were signed, I was like, this is perfect. We can replace our signed copies with signed copies that actually have foiling on them. So I got these from Waterstones, and they're actually signed as well, whereas I think ours are book plates. So this is just really exciting to have, and I think Courtney's very happy about it as well. So that is my little haul of 4 books, but I already have one, so adding 3 to my TBR. Very pretty, very excited for these, and very happy that I found them. Just gotta find space on my shelves for them now. I also bought a cupcake from Lola's Cupcakes, which I have yet to eat actually. It's just in this cute little box, but I wanted to show you while we're here. It's a passion fruit vegan cupcake, so excited to try that later. Also going to do some baking myself this afternoon, so we'll see how that goes. Before I go, I will quickly update you on what I've been reading, which is frankly not a lot, because obviously I've been super busy over the past couple of days. So I really haven't read much. I haven't read any more of How to Kidnap the Rich. I haven't read any more of Crescent City, House of Sky and Breath. I have read a little bit more of Shadow of the Wind, which I am now on chapter, I want to say 18 or 19, so I'm not entirely sure how far through I am, maybe around 100 pages. Very much enjoying this book still, so I'm about 130 pages in, maybe about there. Very much enjoying this audiobook, really loving it, don't have much else to say, but it's great. So that's all I have to say right now. I will be reading more over the next few days, hopefully, and we'll have some better reading updates for you. But for now, I'm going to head off, and I will speak to you soon. Hi, it's Saturday. I totally meant to update you guys yesterday, but I completely forgot by the time I'd gone to bed. But it is Saturday and I'm here to give you a proper update and another little haul, I'm not gonna lie. Lots and lots of books this week, but I'm not mad about it. So first I'm just going to give a quick reading update. I have read more of Shadow of the Wind. I don't know how far I am through this, definitely over half by now. I was on chapter 25 yesterday, so I'm gonna say I am on, I don't know, probably about halfway or just over halfway. But I am enjoying this, but I don't think it's going to be a 5-star for me. it's not exactly as mysterious as I want it to be, or kind of like I want it to read like a thriller and I want to keep reading it, but I don't necessarily feel that kind of tension, which is slightly disappointing in the sense that it won't be a 5-star. I also feel like I wish I had a little bit more of an emotional connection to the characters, because I don't really have that. I feel like if something happens at the end, I won't, or like happens to one of these characters, I won't cry. And I feel like I just want either one or the other, and I don't have either of those things right now. But I am still really enjoying it. Like, I still think it's probably going to be a 4.5, possibly a 4, but probably more like a 4.5 star read. So I am definitely really enjoying it. It's just not exactly a 5-star, but it is still really good. The writing is really beautiful and poetic, and there is so much to enjoy about it, so it's definitely still a solid read. And I'm also reading How to Kidnap the Rich, which I'm finally getting through. I have about 110 pages to go, so I'm hoping to do a good chunk of this tonight, maybe finish it tomorrow. I wanted to finish it today, but I'm definitely not going to, I don't think. But I am still enjoying this one. It's, again, doesn't have the tension that I want it to have. I do feel like when I read it in bigger chunks, I do enjoy it more. I'm just not drawn to pick it up as much as I want to be, because it is a thriller, and I would expect it to be more kind of like of a page turner than it is. So I'm currently here and I am enjoying it, and it has some really interesting social commentary. But that's kind of it. I'm not like massively drawn into the book. I don't really want to pick up and read it all the time, or definitely not as much as I want to. So I will be obviously finishing it, and it's likeable, but it's not lovable, I guess. It's probably going to be like a 3 or a 3.5. So there is a lot to like about it, and I think it could really appeal to some people, but it's not exactly what I'm drawn to. I just wanted to give it a try because the synopsis did intrigue me, but it is quite slow, slower than I would like, considering it should be, and it is a thriller, so yes. But anyway, books that I received today. I actually swapped my hardback copy, my paperback copy of The Last Bear, for this beautiful hardback copy that Amy managed to get for me, which is absolutely beautiful, and it has this little underneath the dust jacket, which I absolutely love. It is so cute. So thank you to Amy for getting me this one. It is absolutely adorable. Can't wait to read this one very soon, hopefully. And then I also, to match it, got The Lost Whale, which is Hannah Gould's new book. So there's The Last Bear and The Lost Whale, and they match. They are super cute, so I wanted to get this one while I could get like a matching hardback one. And this is also signed by the author as well, which is very sweet, like there, and it has a little stamp in it, and it's also very beautiful under the dust jacket, so I thought I'd get both of these. These are both kind of middle grade books, following, I think, main characters that have kind of friendships with animals, I believe. So yeah, very excited to read these two. I'm hoping to read The Last Bear very soon, and then I'll probably read The Lost Whale in the near future, hopefully. I also picked up these two graphic novels, which I'm not sure kind of what age group these are aimed at, but I don't think they're necessarily children's books. I think they're more graphic novels, so they're laid out in like a comic format, but I don't exactly know what age group they're aimed at, but it does follow a kid on a school trip. I think the second one follows a main character as they go on a school trip, so I think the characters are quite young. And this one, Night Lights, which is the first one, says, every night tiny lights appear out of the darkness in Sandy's bedroom. She catches them and creates wonderful creatures to play with until she falls asleep, and in the morning she brings them back to life in her whimsical drawings. When a mysterious new girl appears at school, Sandy's drawings are noticed for the first time, but Morphe's fascination with Sandy's talent soon turns into something far more sinister. So very excited to read this. I bought because I needed a book that was under 100 pages for a prompt, and Amy had read this one before and I've wanted to read it ever since she read it, and she's also read Hecate, which is the second one. I think there's only 2 at the moment, and this follows Sandy on a school trip. So I'm excited to read these, which will hopefully be in the next week or so. And I haven't read like a graphic novel like this for a while. So yeah, I'm excited to read these ones because I've wanted to get them since Amy's read them, and it was finally the perfect time. Talking of Amy, she also, she facilitated a lot this week. She gave me a beautiful book. She gave me the Fairy edition of the Atlas 6. This was released in the adult only book box that has just come out, the first one, which I was umming and ahhing about whether to sign up for. I decided not to. I decided I wasn't too bothered, and I'd just buy the hardback if I wanted to, and that was my plan. And then Amy got it and she said she's not too bothered about reading it. Well, she's not bothered about reading it now, and she's not too bothered about having this edition. I mainly wanted to get a hardback because the second one that's coming out is absolutely stunning, the Waterstones edition for it, so I thought I'd like to have a matching set and get the hardback. This one will actually match better because the second book is also going to be this cream, well, at least a white colour. So I'm very excited to have this. It is very, very beautiful. It has stunning sprayed pages. This is a recent release Dark Academia book following, I think, 6 main characters. Well, yeah, the Atlas 6. So it's gonna be, isn't it? Also has these end papers. I don't know if there's different, yeah, it has different characters on the back, I think. And then under the dust jacket is also very, very beautiful. So yeah, thank you to Amy for this one. I'm gonna pre-order the Atlas Paradox, which is the second one, so I'll have a matching set of these, and this is incredibly beautiful. So thank you, Amy. I also have, I know it's not even the end of the haul, have some book mail that has arrived today. I have some very special editions of books arriving today, which is very exciting. And this is the very beautiful Fairy Loot edition of Heartstopper Volume 2. I have Heartstopper Volume 1 in this edition and in a normal paperback edition. So obviously I'm going to collect the set in these beautiful, very shiny Fairy Loot editions. Love this cover. It is very beautiful. And under the dust jacket I have heard or seen, oh, look at these end papers. It's just so gorgeous. Not entirely sure if these are signed or not. Don't think they are. But under the dust jacket, stunning. Nelly. Absolutely beautiful peachy colour with this like teal. I love it. I'm so happy to have these beautiful editions, and I will definitely be carrying on collecting them because they're absolutely stunning, and I just love the sprayed edges, the teal colour, the peach. It is the sprayed edges. No, the end papers. Everything's just beautiful. So thank you, Fairy Loot, for these 2 books, actually. So yeah, that is my not so little haul. Accidental haul, but I'm excited. And yeah, I'm gonna go now. Hopefully read more of How to Kidnap the Rich tonight. And more of Shadow of the Wind, and then move on with something else in my TBR, probably The Last Bear, which is exciting. So yeah, I will speak to you tomorrow to wrap up this vlog. I forgot to say on last night's clip, my friend Jo went to York and bought me a tiny ghost from York Ghost Merchants, and I am in love with this ghost. It is beautiful, and I have called her Addie, and she's living on my Addie shelf. But anyway, I'm actually here to wrap up this vlog. It is Sunday morning, and I know I want to get a few things done when I get home from work tonight, so I thought I'd wrap up this vlog now so I can have the whole day ahead of me to do other things, including go to work, which I'm about to do. But I just wanted to wrap up what I'm reading, which I'm a little disappointed in myself that it's still what I was reading at the start of this vlog. I am fairly sure we have the same 3 books. However, I feel like I did choose to tackle the big ones on my TBR first and the kind of slower ones on my TBR first. And I feel like everything going forward in April is going to be a lot quicker. So maybe look out for next week's vlog if you want more kind of like change of pace, because I definitely feel like I'm hoping to get a lot of reading done this week. I also have more time off work, which I do need to focus on uni work in that week, but hopefully I'll also be getting some more reading done. Maybe I can have a day to read, I don't know, we'll see where I get. But I just wanted to quickly wrap up where I am with each of these books at the end of the week, as I said, I'm pretty sure I have made progress, but I'm still reading the same books. So I think I'm around halfway through The Shadow of the Wind. I'm probably a little bit over this now. I can't remember how long the audiobook is, but I will definitely be finishing this in next week's vlog because I have some driving ahead of me that I'm sure will make sure I listen to enough of the audiobook. Also started using Zigzag this week, which is very exciting, and would highly recommend that as an audiobook service to listen to this book. But yeah, I don't really have many more thoughts and feelings on Last Night. I am really enjoying this. I don't think it's going to be a 5-star. I wish it had a little bit more thriller or a little bit more romance, or maybe a little bit more of the two. But I am enjoying it. I just want it to be slightly quicker paced, I guess, than it is right now. But maybe that's just me needing a thriller, because I feel like none of these books are moving fast enough for me right now. I think because I have so much on and I'm struggling to find time to read, I really need something that's like either really easy to read or keeps me reading, which sadly I don't think anything's quite doing. As much as I was loving reading House of Sky and Breath, I have kind of temporarily put it down to focus on other books because I feel like I just wasn't getting anything else read while reading this, because it is so chunky. I'm 100 pages in, and hopefully when I do go back to this in a couple days, it won't be too confusing, so I will have put it down for a few days. But I was really enjoying this, and I feel like there is this familiarity and this comfortableness that comes with reading Sarah J Maas books, but it wasn't quite fast-paced for me. I feel like it probably will get there in the second half of the book, like A House of Earth and Blood did, but I feel like I have a ways to go. But with this one, I feel like I was making pretty solid progress. It's just that this is such a big book that progress only takes place over a number of days, and it still takes a while to finish it. And then the other book I'm reading is How to Kidnap the Rich, which I am very close to finishing. I have about 80 pages left. I'm hoping to finish this today, and I was thinking about this morning and what could be improved with this book, and I think what I need is shorter chapters, and I feel like that's something that a lot of thrillers benefit from. Like the last thriller I read, I think, was, well, Message Not Found and Greenwich Park. They were both a young adult and an adult thriller, and both of them had super short chapters, and I just find that helps so much with the page turning element that you just want to read on. Whereas this one does have the element of every chapter ends on a cliffhanger and you want to keep reading. The chapters are then so long, like they're up to like 15-20 pages long. Most of them are like 10 to 15, but some of them are longer. Some of them are 5 pages, it's quite sporadic, but I'm still only on chapter 14 on page 210. So that's average over 10 pages a chapter. And I just feel like you really want to carry on reading, but you don't have the time. Whereas if the chapters were only like 4 or 5 pages, you'd be like, oh, okay, I'll carry on reading because, you know, I'll be able to finish that chapter before I've got to go and do something else, or I've got to go to sleep or whatever. So I feel like that would really benefit from the shorter chapters. There is a lot I like about this book, including this cover. I think this cover's so clever. I really like it. I really like the gold. I know I've said that a lot, but I do really like this cover. I really think this is quite funny. It has made me giggle a couple of times, which not a lot of books do. It is just generally written very wittily, and it is very biting, and is very, there's such a commentary on Indian culture and rich Indian culture, which I think is so interesting, and also isn't hard to follow as somebody who's never been to India. I did speak to somebody the other day who said that she had been to India and she thought this was really good because it reflected what she saw in India. But obviously I've never been to India, and I'm still really enjoying the kind of social commentary that this book provides. I think it's really interesting. I was reading the author bio in the back, the other day. I think it was in the back, yeah, and it says that the author divides his time between Oxford and Delhi. And it's definitely, there is some elements of his life I think that are reflected in this, or at least elements of his kind of thoughts on India itself. But yeah, super interesting, just not grabbing my attention like I want it to, and I think it would really benefit from some shorter chapters, but I'll probably wrap this one up in next week's vlog because hopefully I'll finish it late tonight, but I'm not sure, so we'll see. But if you want my full thoughts and feelings, either check out my monthly wrap up at the end of the month, or probably next week's vlog where I'll probably wrap this one up fully. But yeah, I'm gonna go to work now. If you did enjoy this video, then please check out more. Hopefully next week's will be a lot more short books that I will manage to get through, and some kids books as well, which I'm really excited for the rest of the TBR. I've been really excited for these books too, like my TBR this month I was super hyped for. I just think I really tackled the like bigger and slower paced and stuff that's a little bit out of my comfort zone all in one go. So I do think I need to like have a bit of a break with some shorter books and graphic novels, of which there are a few on my TBR for this month. So hopefully you'll join me next week, and I will see you then in another video. Bye.